Welcome. We are QOTD, and you're watching the daily recap show of the Question of the Day show. The Question of the Day show is the game show that lets you be on the air, and you can be on the air right here with us by recording your video answers to awesome daily questions.
And you can also join us by voting for your favorite answers to determine who makes it to the weekly Big Show Championship. That is on Thursdays at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
We're going to show you how to make it on the air with us for Thursday's Big Show. We're also going to take a look at one of our favorite fan answers to today's question. Earlier in the week, we talked about burning books, but today we're talking about what you can do to set your pants on fire.
Whatever does she mean by that? While we contemplate that mystery, why don't we take a second and subscribe? You know, there's a subscribe button on the bottom of your screen. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, you can follow us. And if you're on beyondtheair.com, just go ahead and click the register button. And that way, in your inbox or whatever, first thing in the morning, you will get the question of the day before anybody else. And if you record first, that puts you on the air first. It gives you more time to get more votes. It's a better opportunity to get on the recap show and make it to the Thursday Big Show. And this is all a very long way of explaining why you should subscribe right now.
Yes, and even better, none of it was a lie. All of it is very true and very accurate. So without further ado, I think we can actually get into today's question of the day. So if I could get a drum roll, please. What is the last lie you told, and why did you tell it? Very good one today. I feel like this one is, there's a lot of, I feel like we all tell little white lies a lot, so.
Not me. I've never told a lie, and I find this whole question very insulting.
Yeah, no, you're being forced to lie about the fact that you've told a lie before. It's a tough question to navigate for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and some sage advice I got from my friend Russ many years ago is that let's just say that you were to tell a lie. The important thing is to stick with it. Deny, 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 and then when faced with incontrovertible evidence, deny.
Exactly, yeah. Never let them see you sweat and never let them see the truth. So we have, of course, our amazing answers to this question. Well, except for Keith. Trish and I have some amazing answers to today's question. But before we get to our answers, we can take a quick look at some of our fan answers because they've been sending in their lies from across the world. So what better time than now to look at one of our early favorites. So receiving the distinct honor of blue flame trousers, we have Danielle's answer.
The last lie I told was to the Starbucks barista who asked me where my dog was because there must be a regular that looks like me or drives the same car. And I basically made up this whole story about what what breed my dog was and his name. And yeah, I felt bad. I didn't want to embarrass her, but I basically embarrassed myself.
It is so odd. It wasn't her mistake. It wasn't her lie, but she embraced it. She owned that lie. I love that.
I did the exact same thing the other day. I went to a gas station and the attendant said, "Don't forget about that $1.30." And I was like, "What?" And obviously he thought I was a different customer. And he said, "You still owe me $1.30 because you were short the other day." I was like, "Oh yeah, that was so nice of you." And I just gave him $2 and I was like, "Oh, I'll just go with it."
Why in the world did you do that?
Because I figured I made somebody else's day that was $1.30 short, and I made his day because he did something really nice, which was giving her a pass. So,
right. So you're fibbing it forward. I get it.
Yes.
Well done.
Well, today's question is not the only one that you can answer. We've got 4 other questions so far this week. So let's take a quick look at this week's answer leaders so far, starting with the top 3 answers for Friday's question. If money were no object, what would be your dream job? I am living the dream. What more could you want to get very well paid and a high level of respect for listening to people's awesome answers to daily questions?
I love that. The caveat, if money were no object, turns out to be very important in this case. The only thing that would be more perfect than a perfect job is a perfect cup of coffee. Saturday's QOTD is a life hack question. What is the best way to make the perfect cup of coffee? not only is it super important, but this is like a wonderful question because this is the QOTD community, like sharing with each other their tips and knowledge and expertise in order to improve everybody's life. You guys should totally record or at least listen because I have learned so much already, like French press, Italian style, Spanish style coffee, and even the infamous Keurig. I mean, people are talking about it, weighing the pros and cons, and I've kind of had my eyes open to a lot of this. So this one's super cool. Angel in particular, if you look at that high score, that is not a mistake. She has a great answer, but so does Lashana and Frank. Just like I say, there's a lot of great stuff to hear, and you know what? Maybe there is some gem out there that has not yet been recorded that we'll be hearing, today or tomorrow. So love this question. Go ahead and click and record.
Yes, please do. And the perfect cup of coffee can make the perfect meal. And speaking of that, Sunday's question is related to that. If you could choose your last meal, what would you have to eat? Does it include the perfect cup of coffee? Is it a breakfast for breakfast or breakfast for dinner type situation? We've got Phoebe, Ill Options, and Bella. They all have incredible answers. I heard a lot of people talking about just having huge feasts, and going to bed with a little bit of a tummy ache. So I think I'm kind of in that camp where I'm like, if I'm not going out and I'm like, I could not eat another bite, then I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, we moved from flame broiled burgers to roasting authors with Monday's question. Are some books so terrible they should be censored or banned or even burned? Wow, did we get some wild answers from people that just went right across the board. This is one of my favorite questions because people are super passionate about how they felt about censorship.
Oh, I think you are muted at the moment.
Oh, forgive me. I was banning myself. But the thing that I love about this one is that not only are people super passionate about it, but they're also reasonable at the same time. They have strongly held feelings, but they also have good reasons for it. And I think that it's a kind of a funny question right now because we know that there's lots of bad things being published out there, particularly on the internet. But at the same time, we need to have this free exchange of ideas. And so kind of what we're doing right now is that we are making decisions about what do we want the future to look like. And there are different visions about, the trade-offs between, let's just say, liberty of thought and safety and security, and calmness on the other hand. But they're both valid. And we can talk about it right now and have a civil discussion and come up with some reasonable answers. So yet again, another demonstration of the power of QOTD. But I love it. It's a great question. It's one of my favorite questions that we've had in many months.
Yeah, no, me too. It's a complex question, but like you said, what better way than a public forum to sort of work through the weeds of the question and sort of get through the complexities of it. I love it. Well, as we've mentioned, today's question is not the only one you can answer, as you can see. So what better time than now to look at another one of our favorite answers to one of the questions that we just talked about. Specifically, let's get into Saturday's question, which was life hacks. What's the best way to make the perfect cup of coffee? Receiving the honor of the key to coffee, we have a very special answer from Rev Wills. Let's see what he recommends.
When it comes to coffee, freshness is key. So fresh ground is good, but fresh roasted is even better. It's like the difference between a fresh baked cookie and one that was baked a day ago. Completely different. My favorite is a Tanzanian pea berry that's been fresh roasted and then lightly crushed and cold brewed. Cold brewed doesn't kill any of the caffeine or the flavor, so you get that great punch, great flavor, and the greatest cup of coffee in my opinion. Fresh roasted, cold brewed.
Wow.
I love that metaphor. It's the difference between a fresh baked cookie and something that you bought at the store.
That's so awesome. So specific, so direct about it. Great answer. Thank you for that. Well, for the rest of you fans, you've still got 2 days left to submit your own answers for your chance to appear on our Thursday Big Show. That's our super fun finale hosted by Keith, JJ, Reed, and I, where we go over the best of the best videos of the entire week. It's every Thursday at 8:30 a.m. on YouTube, Twitch, and right here at beyondtheair.com.
Yes, to record your answer for that big show, you can go to beontheair.com and you can click the orange record button under the 24/7 live game stream. Remember, you can still answer today's question or any of this week's other questions for your chance to tell us about the last lie you told, reveal yourself to be a coffee sommelier, and for your chance to join us on the air.
Just remember, friends, telling the truth is a gift you give yourself. That's all I'm going to say about that. But let's just say that you're not ready to go on the air and tell the whole story. You know, maybe you want to have another way of being on the air that's maybe doesn't involve you sharing your dirty little secret. You can go to beontheair.com and you can play the Guess and Bid game. The Guess and Bid game is where you bid stars using the green button on the video that you like the best or that you think deserves to win. And then as that video goes up in the leaderboard, you go up in the leaderboard as well. And then, if you're on the top of the leaderboard, you show up in the daily recap show like Mary and Zach right here. It's another way of being on the air, and it's a really great, fun game at beontheair.com.
Yes, it is. Love the Guess and Bid game.
Well, guys, this has been a super show. Really great answers. I love the fans, and everything that they've been saying. I've learned a lot. And I just love it. I want to say thank you to everybody who has watched, voted, and recorded on behalf of everybody at beontheair.com and Consolidated Wonder. I want to say thank you, and I can't wait to see you on TV. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
My goodness. Oh, happy birthday, Nancy. I love you.
Oh, happy birthday.